So last time we saw who is a pretender. He's restraining the senses from the sense objects. But his mind is dwelling on the sense objects. That means he is a pretender. Hmm? So then, on the other hand, who is a sincere person? That has been given. Like Raki ne dikha. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya ravate Arjuna. यस्त्विन्द्रियाणि मनसः नियम्यारभते अर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते. On the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins karma yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is by far superior. So indriyanihi manasaha, that means regulating the mind. Indriyanihi, the indriyas are regulated by the mind, and this mind is regulated. This should be from the beginning itself. This is a training process. Arabate means from the beginning itself, one has to control his mind. And this mind controls the senses. How it is possible? Only by karma yoga. Wherever the word yoga comes, yoga means connection. Connecting everything to Krishna. That is known as yoga. So in this way, he begins karma yoga. That means he's doing all the work without attachment. So that person, sa vishishyate. Vishishyate means he is by far very, very superior, who knows how to connect everything to Lord. And in this way, the mind is attached to Lord, automatically the senses also engage themselves in Krishna's service. So the person is engaging his senses in Krishna's service by engaging his mind in Krishna. Okay, Diya cannot read today. Huh? Gaurang, you start. Start. You read.
Okay. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamyarabhate Arjuna karmendriya karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. Translation. On the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins karma yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is by far superior. Purport. Instead of becoming a pseudo-transcendentalist for the sake of wanton living and sense enjoyment, it is far better to remain in one's own business and execute the purpose of life, which is to get free from material bondage and enter into the kingdom of God. The prime Swartagati, or goal of self-interest, is to reach Vishnu. The whole institution of Varna and Ashram is designed to help us reach this goal of life. A householder can also reach this destination by regulated service in Krishna consciousness. For self-realization, one can live a controlled life as prescribed in the Shastras and continue carrying out his business without attachment, and in that way make progress. A sincere person who follows this method is far better situated than the false pretender who adopts show-bottle spiritualism to cheat the innocent public. A sincere sweeper in the street is far better than a charlatan meditator who meditates only for the sake of making a living.
A sincere sweeper in the street is far better than charlatan meditator. So Jayashree is also attending here. Offline, she is there. I'll mark her also. A sincere sweeper in the street is far better than the charlatan meditator. The sweeper, what is he doing? He's chanting the holy name and doing his work. Better, no? It's better. But there is a meditator, he has nothing to do with Krishna. He tries to meditate and tries to think that he is the supreme. This way they are cheating everyone. They are cheating others also. Niyatam kuru karmatvam कर्म ज्यायो ह्य कर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येन कर्मणः नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वं perform your prescribed duty. Krishna says chaturvaryam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashah. Krishna has given 4 types of varna and ashramas. Everybody has got their prescribed duties. Just do that, Krishna says, because it is said jyayaha hi akarmanah. Better is perform your duties rather than not doing anything. Oh, not doing anything, acting as if he is a meditator and depending on others' money. Is it okay? Do your work. Prabhupada used to say, after building the temple, don't remain in the temple. Go out and preach. Go out and distribute books. He used to tell to his disciples. So one has to work hard. When a preacher works hard, everybody has to work hard. So then one cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Even to maintain body, naturally you need something. You need food. How the food will come? The food has to come by our hard work only. Everybody has to work hard. But that should not be that I'm just dependent on somebody else's money. So it is very important. This statement is very important. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Everybody has to work. Even in spirituality, there is a work. Okay. Sonal, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Text number 8. Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jyayo ya karmanah shariryatrapi cha te na prasiddhyeda akarmanah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charna Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Perform your prescribed duty. For doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. Purport. There are many pseudo-meditators who misrepresent themselves as belonging to high parentage, and great professional men who falsely pose that they have sacrificed everything for the sake of advancement in spiritual life. Lord Krishna did not want Arjun to become a pretender. Rather, the Lord desired that Arjuna perform his prescribed duties as set forth for Kshatriyas. Arjuna was a householder and a military general, and therefore it was better for him to remain as such and perform his religious duties as prescribed for the householder Kshatriya. Such activities gradually cleanse the heart of a mundane man and free him from material contamination. So-called renunciation for the purpose of maintenance is never approved by the Lord, nor by any religious scripture. After all, one has to maintain one's body and soul together by some work. Work should not be given up capriciously, without purification of materialistic propensities. Anyone who is in the material world is certainly possessed of the impure propensity for lording it over material nature, or in other words, for sense gratification. Such polluted propensities have to be cleared. Without doing so through prescribed duties, one should never attempt to become a so-called transcendentalist, renouncing work and living at the cost of others. Hare Krishna Mataji.
See what is powerful statement Prabhupada writes. Never leave on the cost of. Okay, next. This is Yagyathat. This verse is very important verse. Try to memorize this verse. Yagyathat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma vandanah tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samacharah. You will memorize? You? She chants very nicely. You is Jayashree Mataji's daughter. She chants more than 50 shlokas. Huh? First chapter over. You memorize this verse, right? Yagyathat karmano. You want to see her? Wait, touch. Avilash, hey, come here. Come here, come here. You come here. She's just 4 years old. She's chanting now. You are chanting. She's chanting the holy name.
Hare Krishna.
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गसमाचर. Most important verse. Yajna means what? Yajna means sacrifice. But Krishna's one name is Yajna. One of the name of Krishna is Yajna. So when you put Ahuti in the Yajna, it actually goes to Krishna. Kayana vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatana va prakrute sabhava karomi yate sakalam parasmi narayanayati samarpayami. Everything goes to Krishna. Yajna arthat. Artha means for him. Yajnathat karmanaha anyatraha. If you do something else, anyatraha, what will happen? Lokoyam karma bandhanaha. You will be bound in that karma. If it is meant to serve him, all our work is meant to serve him. If other than that we have some other aims, then what will happen? It will only bind us. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Tadartham. Tad means he. Tat sat iti. You said tat sat iti. Tad means he. For him, all the activities are for him. Tadartham karma kaunteya. O Kunti Putra, every activity is for him. And if you do all the activities for him right from your sleep, even that sleeping also is for him. So that you wake up in the morning and you chant the holy name. You are eating also for him only. Why? Because you are taking Krishna Prasadam, and when you are keeping your body healthy, yes, you can serve him more. Why you are going to office? So that you earn and you serve Krishna. Why are you cooking? For him. Why are you studying? For him. So that if I am educated, yes, I can study the Shastras also. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. This way, the person attains real liberation or real freedom from the bondage. So here mukti is mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vivastiti. We have done this in the introduction. Mukti hitva anyatha rupam. Give up all other anya rupaha. Swarupena vivastiti. What is our swarupa? Jivera swarupa hoy Krishnera nityadas. This is our swarupa. जीवेर स्वरूप होय कृष्णेर नित्यदास. तो यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो नेत्र लोकोयम कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर. Okay, Rajit Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. There's some signal problem, but I'll try. Yajnarthat karmano nyatra logo yam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sankam samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes damage, causes the bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kundi, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Purport. Since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties of a particular social position and quality are so made that that purpose can be fulfilled. Yajnas means Lord Vishnu, or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajno vai Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashrama institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnashrama charavata purush
वर्णाश्रम आचरुतः पुरुषेण परः पुमान् विष्णु आराधिते पंतः नान्यतो दोष कारणम्. वर्णाश्रम आचरुतः. Why a person is performing varnashrama? Varnashrama आचरुतः पुरुषेण परः पुमान्. Purushena parha puman. That means a person is performing his duty so that Vishnu aradite pantaha, for worshipping Vishnu. Vishnu aradite pantaha nanyat tatosha karanam. There is no other goal for performing varna ashrama.
Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil, work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu. And while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work. And in the beginning of this process, this process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to transcendental loving service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Now next verse. सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविश्वध्वं येष वोस्तिष्ठ कामधुक् सह यज्ञा प्रजा सृष्ट्वा. So in this Srishti, Krishna says, Praja Srishtva, while creating. Srishtva means while creation. Srishti Srishtva. Srishti means creation. Srishtva means creating. So while creating this Srishti, Srishtvaha Srishtihi, at that time, along with the sacrifices, Saha means along with, Saha Yajna, Praja, I gave generations of men. Sacrifice is given, generations of men are given. And Prajapatihi, the Lord of the creatures, Prajapatihi. So in this way, Lord of all, that is, Lord of all the creatures, that is Vishnu, he has given he has made a nice arrangement. In that arrangement, Anena Prasavishwadhvam, if you want to become prosperous, Yeshavaha Astuhu Ishtaha Kamaduk. That means you can take or you can desire whatever you want. So what I have done is, Krishna says, I have given along with the generations of men, I have given even demigods also. And I have given a process by which the men can please the demigods and take whatever they desire. Astu means let it be. Ishtaha, whatever you want. You want laddu? Okay. You worship Ganesha, you'll get laddus. Okay. Just an example. Okay, you want a good husband? Okay, worship Durga Ji. You want good health? You worship Sun God. So, but you have to worship. That means you have to accept that authority. If you don't know the direct authority, the ultimate authority, at least you can know the immediate authorities. There is one thing is remote, one is immediate. Immediate authority. Who is above me? Okay, this immediate authority. Like for the children, teacher is everything. For the teacher, she knows the principal, right? But the student will not directly go to the principal. Student will go where? To the teacher. Whatever the student wants, he takes from the teacher. So in the same way, demigods are there so that they can provide whatever desirables. Because men means they desire something or the other. Human desire for all the creatures also, but the creatures don't know that the ultimate the immediate authorities of the demigods. They don't know this thing, but human can know. So that is why the Vedas are given. In these Vedas, generations of men are there, the Srishti is happening, the demigods are there, the process is given, that is, the process is like a sacrifice, but ultimately, who has to be satisfied? So there is a verse which is put by Sukadeva Goswami, Shriyapatir, Yajnapatir, Prajapatir, Dhiyampatir, Lokapatir, Dharapatir, Patir Gatir, Chandaka, Vrishni, Zatvatam, Prasitatam, May Bhagavan, Satampati. Just now we had read also. The second canto we are reading, the fourth chapter, 20th verse is there. Prajapati, he is Vishnu Prajapati. He is the one who has created. So Prajapati. Then comes Yajnapati. He is Shriyapati, is very beautiful. And is protecting everyone. Dhiyampati is also protecting our intelligence. So in this way, it is Lord who is protecting everyone, and he is Satampati. Satampati means he is, Pati means Palana iti. Generally we say husband. Husband word is actually has ki band bajana. There is husband. Don't call husband. Say Pati. He is my Pati. Pati means who is protecting. That Pati is Pati. Nowadays, whatever men are there are a few people who don't respect their women. They are actually husbands. who respects their wife and who has love for his wife. You should call them pati. Don't say, introduce him as a husband. What you should say? He is pati. Pati means palana iti. What do you call Krishna? He is palana iti. Pati. He is satam pati. Real husband is who? He is Krishna. Satam pati. So husband means who is protecting. Pati, pati. Don't say husband, say pati. He is real pati. He is Prajapati, he is Yagyapati, he is Shriyapati, he is Dhyapati, he is Lokapati, he is Dharapati. That means just he is protecting everything. Right from our intelligence, right from our wealth, right from our beauty, everything has been protected by Krishna. Right from all our opulences, everything has been protected and given by Krishna only. Prasidatam me Bhagavan Satatam Pati, Satam Pati. Prasidatam means he is so pleased with us that he is bestowing mercy onto us. So in this way, okay. Who will read? Anupama read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sahayajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapati anena prasavishyadhvam eshavostvishta kamadhuk. Translation. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yajna," sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. Purport. The material creation by the Lord of creatures, Vishnu, is a chance offered to the conditioned souls to come back home, back to Godhead. All living entities within the material creation are conditioned by material nature because of their forgetfulness of their relationship to Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedic principles are to help us understand this eternal relation as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Vedascha sarver aham eva vedya. The Lord says that the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Him. In the Vedic hymns, it is said, Patim Vishwasyat Meshwaram. Therefore, the Lord of the living entities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, 2.4.20, Srila Sukadeva Goswami describes the Lord as Pati in so many ways. Shriya Patir Yajnapati Prajapatir Dhiyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapati Patir Gatais Chandaka Vrishni Satwatam Prasiddhatam Me Bhagavan Satam Pati. The Prajapati is Lord Vishnu, and he is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds and all beauties, and the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned souls to learn how to perform yajna, sacrifices, for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world, they can live very comfortably without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body, they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the whole program for the conditioned soul. By performance of yajna, the conditioned souls gradually become Krishna conscious and become godly in all respects. In the age of Kali, the Sankirtana Yajna, the chanting of the names of God, is recommended by the Vedic scriptures, and this transcendental system was introduced by Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of all men in this age. Sankirtana Yajna and Krishna consciousness go well together. Lord Krishna, in his devotional form as Lord Chaitanya, is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 as follows, with special reference to the Sankirtana Yajna. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Tango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Praye Yajanti hi medasa. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates, by performance of Sankirtana Yajna. Other yajnas prescribed in the Vedic literatures are not easy to perform in this age of Kali. But the Sankirtana Yajna is easy and sublime for all purposes, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita also, 9.14.
Okay, next one. Varna.
Yes, Mataji.
देवा भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयपरमवाप्स्यतः. So Lord has created demigods, devatas. Lord has created men. You please devatas, devatas will please you. They are your immediate authority. Who is an remote authority? Remote authority is Krishna himself, who is empowering the devatas. But for a common person, it is immediate. Okay, you worship Ganesha. No, Ganesha will remove all the obstacles. You worship Durgaji. Durgaji will give you good husband. No problem. You worship. But then here it is the Devan Bhavayatanena. That means Devan, demigods, Bhavayatanena. They are pleased now. Anena te Devaha. They are pleased by your sacrifice. So many sacrifices happen. No, they are pleased by your sacrifice. Deva Bhavantuha. Then what they do? They give you whatever you want. That means mutual understanding is there. You give, I'll give. Mutual understanding is there. Bhavyantaha. That means they are very much pleased with you. So they give you the prediction. So in this way, Krishna, when he is making the Srishti, at that time, he has made this arrangement. And this arrangement is given in the Agama Shastras. There is a section in Vedas which is known as Samhitas. And there are Agamas. And in that Agama, there are different types of Agama, that like Ganpatya Agama, you have Shakti Agama, Shaura Agamas. In Ganpatya Agama, there is nowhere it is mentioned that you should do Visarjan. There is no Visarjan in Ganpatya Agama. But just because it was the need of the hour, 1947, that is why all this Pandal program and this Visarjan and all this started. Before that, there was no Visarjan. Yes, that Chaturthi comes. This Chaturthi especially is a Chaturthi where Ganesha has helped Vedavyasa in writing the Bhagavatam. He has put the Vedas into writing. And then in the Magha Ganapati, they worship because it's the appearance day of Ganesha. So we should know why we are worshipping. Who is Durgaji? She is Sahodari. She is sister. So when we know the position of all the devatas, then we know, yes, they are actually serving Krishna. So in this way, now here Lord says, you have a mutual cooperation between men and demigods. Okay. Okay, Gaurang, read.
Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu va parasparam bhavayanta shreyam param avapsyata. Translation: the demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. Purport: the demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs. The supply of air, light, water, and all other benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in different parts of the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yagnas by the human being. Some of the yagnas are meant to satisfy particular demigods, but even in so doing, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yagnas as the chief beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds of yagnas. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of the yagnapati is the chief purpose of all yagnas. When these yagnas are perfectly performed, naturally the demigods in charge of the different departments of supply are pleased, and there is no scarcity in the supply of natural products. Performance of yagnas has many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yagnas, all activities become purified. As it is stated in the Vedas, Ahara Shuddho Sattva Shuddhi, Sattva Shuddho Dhruva Smriti Lambe Sarva Granti Nam Vipramokshaha. By performing a yagna once, eatables become sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence becomes purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. And all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present-day society. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Next. Ishta, now see, this is the most important verse where Krishna says, if you don't give, if there is no mutual understanding, you're not giving to the devatas, you are a thief. You're taking from them, na? They should give. Ishtan bhogani vo deva dasyante yad bhavitaha taidattan pradayebhyo yo bhunte stena eva saha. Let's see, word to word. Krishna says, Ishtan bhogan. You have asked something, na? Okay. Like many people go to Lal Bagh Ganpati, you know that? Lal Bagh Ganpati fulfills the desire, people go. And they say, if you give me this, if you give me promotion, next year, I will give you a garland of notes. They make notes garland, you know that? 100 rupees notes, 500 rupee notes, according to whatever desire they. Sometimes they say, I'll give you the garland of coconuts. That means whatever they are giving, you should also give them. So you see, actually it is lying in whose hand? No one's hand. You are taking, okay. Then they are giving. Krishna is saying, very good. Give to each other. Don't keep it, give to each other. If you don't give to each other, but he enjoys such benefits without offering them to the demigods, in turn is certainly stena. Stena means he is thief. So Krishna is watching because all the property belongs to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Even demigods, they are devotees of Krishna. So even they don't have the right to give, right to take. They should give, and then the men also should not hold it. They should also give. In this way, sacrifice has been introduced. What is the meaning of sacrifice? Yajna, sacrifice, giving. Like time, you are giving time. That is sacrifice. You are giving your tan seva. That is also sacrifice. You are giving dhan seva. That is sacrifice. Mental seva, sacrifice. Okay. Okay. Diya, where are you? Okay, Chandrapati Prabhu, you read.
Haribol Mataji, actually I am on site right now.
No problem. Sonal, you read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Text number 12. Ishtan bhogan hi vo deva dasayante yajna bhavitaha tair dattan apradaya yebhyo yo bhunkte stena eva saha. Translations and purport by His Divine Grace of Vaishnava Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna or sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Purport. The demigods are authorized supplying agents on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Therefore, they must be satisfied by the performance of prescribed yajnas. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yajnas prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the personality of Godhead is, sacrifice to the demigods is recommended. According to the different material qualities of the persons concerned, different types of yajnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of different demigods is also on the same basis, namely according to different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghastly form of material nature. And before the goddess, the sacrifice of animals is recommended. But for those who are in the mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all yajnas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least 5 yajnas, known as Pancha Mahayagya, are necessary. One should know, however, that all the necessities of life that the human society requires are supplied by the demigod agents of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take, for example, all the eatables of human society. These eatables include grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar, etc. for the persons in the mode of goodness, and also eatables for the non vegetarians like meats, none of which can be manufactured by men. Then again, take for example heat, light, water, air, etc., which are also necessities of life. None of them can be manufactured by the human society. Without the Supreme Lord, there can be no profuse sunlight, moonlight, rainfall, breeze, etc., without which no one can live. Obviously, our life is dependent on supplies from the Lord. Even for our manufacturing enterprises, we require so many raw materials like metal, sulfur, mercury, manganese, and so many essentials, all of which are supplied by the agents of the Lord, with the purpose that we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely liberation from the material struggle for existence. This aim of life is attained by performance of yajnas. If we forget the purpose of human life and simply take supplies from the agents of the Lord for sense gratification and become more and more entangled in material existence, which is not the purpose of creation, certainly we become thieves. And therefore, we are punished by the laws of material nature. A society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialist thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply directed to sense gratification, nor do they have any knowledge of how to perform yajnas. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yajna, namely the Sankirtan yajna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accepts the principles of Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Hari Krishna.
So, yajna, when the yajna word comes, what yajna we can do, tell me? We don't have pure ghee to perform yajna. We don't have that wealth also. Actually, yajna was recommended in Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, to attain Krishna, it was yajna. But now, what is the... One second, no, some call is coming. So, just imagine what type of yajna we can give, we can do. The best way to perform yajna is Sankirtana Mahayajna, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, Sangopangastra Parsham, Yajna Sankirtana Prayar, Yajantihi Somedasaha. Lord has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is the yajna. What is a yajna? Sacrificing. You are sacrificing your all material desires, isn't it? You're giving time. Now just see, you're giving time for studying. You could have sat before a TV and saw some stupid programs, but still you are here. You're studying. This is an yajna, Sankirtan yajna. Because this Sankirtan yajna is only going to give us love of Krishna. Simple. What is the purpose of yajna? To attain Narayana. Because after doing any demigod worship, what is the thing you say? Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatna va prakriti svabhavat karomi adya sakalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami. You tell this or not? Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatna. You perform Ganapati yajna, whatever yajna. But then ultimately last what is said? Narayanayati samarpayami. Everything actually goes to Narayana. Because yajna, this word name, yajna means Krishna. Krishna's one name is yajna. Okay. So here we'll stop here. Is it okay? Or should we continue another one verse? Another one verse. Yajna shishta shinasan. Now see, this is the most important verse. Because ultimately, are we doing to demigods? Is Krishna is telling, encouraging demigod worship? Somebody may ask. But here, very, very tactfully, Krishna, like you send the children to the school. First, the child doesn't want to go to the school. At that time, mother gives lollipop. Acha, school ko ja. Goes. Mommy, 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 I don't want. No, you should go to school. I'll give you every day lollipop. That means you're showing first lollipop. See, I have created this universe. I have created this whole world. And in this creation, what I have done, I have given demigods. Whatever you want, you ask demigods. So a person thinks, oh, demigods are there. If I want chocolate, I can ask demigods. If I want car, I can ask demigod. But now see here, Krishna is now coming to the real Yagyashishtashinas santo muchante sarvakilvishaihi bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karana. Very important verse. Yagyaha shishtaha. Okay. Uchishtaha. Uchishta means whatever is remaining. Yagyashishtaha. So whatever is remaining, Ashinaha, the devotees, now see, Santaha's word is given. Santaha refers to devotees. Devotees means for devotion. Devotion refers to Krishna only. Bhakti, Bhakta, Bhagavan. Bhagavan is one. So devotees, what they take? They take whatever food is remaining after the sacrifice. Muchyante sarva kilvishaihi. Muchyante, they get relief from all the sins. Bhunjate te tvagam papa. If they try to enjoy, materialistic life, that means they are asking the demigods some materialistic things, and if they are trying to enjoy, what will happen? Agham papaha, they are sinners. And what they do? Pachanti atmakarana, they make food for the sense enjoyment. That is why food should be offered to Krishna. If we don't offer the food to Krishna, then we are eating actually sin. We are eating sin. And we are sinners. And then the sin will be accumulated. And in this way, we suffer. Materialistic life is only a suffering. But you use everything in Krishna's service. It's so wonderful. That is why a devotee, he offers to Krishna and takes Uchishtaha. Uchishta means whatever Krishna eats, he gives us back. It is good, he is giving us back. If he doesn't give us back, tomorrow he will not give only. Like, "Aap pura kha liya." Once Ganapati was drinking milk. This news came. Ganapati is drinking milk. Ganapati is drinking milk. That same day, I still remember, same day, one boy came to see my sister. One family came to see my sister. My mother started adding coffee in the milk and keeping in the fridge from 3 o'clock itself. Why are you doing this, mommy? Oh, Ganapati is drinking milk. You know that? All our milk will be consumed then. People will come and they don't have coffee because South Indians, na? If they don't get coffee, then just see. One day, just the news came, Ganapati is drinking milk. My mummy was scared. I was thinking, if every day Krishna eats swaha, will we give or what? This is the verse. Okay. This will be the last verse. Who will read? Rajit Prabhu will read.
यज्ञशिष्टासिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषै भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पाप ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Purport. The devotees of the Supreme Lord or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness are called Sandas, and they are always in love with the Lord as it is described in the Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochaneena Shanta Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayandi. The Shantas being always in the compact of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the all-attractive person, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. Therefore, such devotees always perform yajnas in the different modes of devotional service such as Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, etc. And these performances of yajnas keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association in the material world. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves but also the eaters of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all prospects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtana Yajna in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world. Hare Krishna.
Stop here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Vaishnavanda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If possible, I'll take class on Friday because next week I am out. I am going to Tirupati. Chutti, give me some holiday. So maybe Friday I'll take one class so that I can compensate your next week ka class. I'll be coming mostly on Friday. next week Friday. So your 2 classes will not be missed. So this Friday, next Friday I can take. I'm going on Saturday. If flight tickets are done, then 12th morning only I'll come. In evening I can take class. 12th is I think Friday. But you all should come to temple and take care of the temple. Hare Krishna.